Well, hello, my friends. Happy Friday. I hope everybody's doing super good. Sorry I had to delay my start. We were in the middle of one hellacious thunderstorm. We have the town just over from us is flooded. The streets are flooded. Cars are stuck in water. It's crazy. But, anyways, I had to wait for it to pass so I could be able to go live because we lost internet. But we made it. Yay. Hey Cher, I just saw your comment. This is actually going to be a friend of theirs that spoke out in June, but I just saw it. I just listened to it. And I'm just gonna play a little bit of it, but it's kind of from the other side, you know. Y'all just had one too. Oh goodness, I tell you, this was pretty rough. But let's say hello to everybody. Hey, brown eyed girls. Hi, Miss Kathy. Hi, Nanny Nut and Heidi. Hey, little red, how are you? Reserve glitching, how you doing? Hey, TJ. Hi, Deanna. Hi, Cecilia. Long cool woman, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey, toe kissing queen. How are you? Chit chat. Canadian true crime. Hello, hello. Hi, Poppy Love. And Miss Cher. Hey, Inga Burns. How are you? Texas Plain Jane. How you doing? Hey there, Cinderella. Hi, Miss Peggy. Hi, Heather. And Bridget. Hello to you. Cinderella. Whispering Winds. How are you doing? Oh, have fun crafting. I tell you what, I miss that so much. There's so many things I want to work on, put together. I wanted to make a wreath, and all my stuff is in storage. Oh, but I love crafting. Hi, Grammy the Great. How are you? There's Lori. Hello, beautiful. Well, hello, everybody. I know Justin is still live, and I'm sorry about that, but anyways, we're going to get busy on this. So, lots of stuff happening out in the streets. I'm going to read something to y'all that was on X today. And the gall of these people, I'm telling you, they just are insane. This came from a channel called Troll Bot Nemesis on X. Let your leader know I am a mandated reporter, and in her late nights, if I hear any of her children in the background, the bitch will be reported. Am I clear? Zero tolerance for BJ's and her BS. Have the day you deserve. What in the heck is wrong with these people? Clue actually said she was going to report her today. Do they not realize these people that they're like a brick shy up top there, folks, because they don't quite get it that when you start false reporting like that, you can go to jail. But you know, I guess those people are used to it. I don't know. And my whole thing with the over on X and everybody's talking about BJ lied. There is no male CPS worker in her county. They don't come out for a visit the same day there's a phone call. I mean, these people, They're insane crazy. This let me just kind of read to you what I did. Let me see if I can find it now. Goodness. I don't even know where it went to. I got off the page and now it just went away. Hey, y'all behave. But there was a post made saying one of Brittany's mods said that they had seen the paper. It was true. And all the comments underneath it were absolutely out of control. Insane. You don't get paperwork. They don't hand you anything. They don't give you receipts. Folks, I'm going to tell you this right now. I have seen it. I've seen the paper. I've seen what they've got written on it. It was for real. But, of course, these people have now became CPS experts. And because of that, they all know what they're doing. It's just crazy to me. Their, rebuttals on everything that Brittany's done, and she's lying and all this stuff, and they don't do this and they don't do that, and a male CPS worker is not in your county. And I'm just like, what the hell? These people. So my reply basically was this. Hey, Sydney, come get this one. She's got to get her mama. We now have CPS experts, is kind of what my reply was. Although they're not schooled, they're not trained. So that leaves one thing. They've been reported on themselves, right? Insane crazy. Yes, I got this in today. There's current case assignment, and I don't know what it is exactly. And the date was 2022, and it's got Brittany J, and her whole daggum address. Her whole address. Clue put it out there. They don't give a shit. Yes, they are jealous of Brittany. I agree with you, Brown Eyes. Y'all, it's out of control. Stupid. And I am just blown away at the people that have drank the tainted Kool-Aid. My gosh, at the experts. Yes, I just saw that. Thank you for sending me that. I'm going to try to put it on here, but it's so far away. Let me see if I can. I hate to put it out there, though. I don't want to put it out. Grape Kool-Aid is your favorite. Yes. And y'all, I want to know something. What the hell's happening in Tennessee? Because today, Trevor Lee made a post. Judge gives a slap on the wrist for multiple instances of sexual contact by an adult male. This man worked in the schools for years. A Blount County Circuit Court judge has sentenced Joseph Dalton to 6 months of probation and granted a judicial diversion, meaning the charges can be dismissed once he completes his 6 months of probation. He will not serve any additional jail time. Now, here's his arrest. He was arrested January of 2024 over allegations that he touched elementary school students inappropriately at least 5 different occasions. He resigned from the school district in September 2023, shortly after the investigation into his actions began. Since his arrest, at least one woman, and it names her, said she was a victim of Dalton's. She spoke publicly about the case. I was a little disappointed in the school system for letting it go on for that time, she said. She said her family filed a complaint with the district against Dalton in 2005 when she was in kindergarten. This is a grown woman now. She was in kindergarten in 2005, and her family filed a complaint against this man when she was in kindergarten. His arrest reports show 5 different instances of him acting inappropriately towards children. It was caught on camera at Friendsville Elementary School and Wallen Elementary School. But one woman who stated she was a victim said she was first touched by him back in 2005. Folks, why? Deputies began reviewing video footage and said it showed Dalton hugging a 3rd grade girl close to his face with both arms wrapped around her. The second incident, he approached a student. He scooped her down to the ground and stood over her for a while. What is wrong with this man? And when she got up, he let her up to leave. He gave her a piece of candy. The third footage showed him trying to get a girl to raise her arms. Then he reached under her arms with both hands in a tickle manner. He reached out a second time with one hand and made contact with the chest region. The girl said that he just gets really close to me, too close sometimes. It makes me feel uncomfortable. Oh my gosh, y'all. The 4th incident happened in 2023. He was seen on camera placing his arms around a student's neck and shoulders before pulling her intimately close to his person, then placing his face directly against her face. It says the student looked repulsed and violated. She threw his hands off of her quickly. He walked up behind a student in line with other students at the gym when he pulled her away, putting both of his hands on her arms down to her wrist while pulling her close to his body between his legs. This man gets 6 months probation with the opportunity for it all to go away once his probation's over. That is horrible. What are they doing? It's just disgusting. And this goes on and on and on and on. There's pages and pages and pages and pages of it. It will blow your mind. But I want to know, Tennessee, what the hell are you doing? Why is no one protecting the children in your state? Senior K9 mom says, Casey Anthony moving to Tennessee tells me something, huh? Yes. People need to complain. You're right, Bridget. That's horrible. You know, in the little Summer Wells case, the sheriff who was over her case, Ronnie Lawson is his name. His son, Brandon, was inappropriate with his adoptive daughter and her friend at church. They had court. The court was held on a day of, I think it was like Columbus Day or President's Day, when the county was closed. They held court. He got 20 years with 19 reduced and went home with an ankle monitor. Can you imagine those girls? There was no contact order where he couldn't be around them. I just don't understand what's going on. Yeah, never take your children to Tennessee, that's for sure. My gosh. That blows my mind that these children are not being protected. Look at Sebastian, guys. He complained and he complained and he told his teachers and he told his teachers. They kept coming back out to his house, CPS did, and nothing ever happened. And now he's gone. They let him down. He was let down. All because those in charge in that state of Tennessee and in his county let him down. Yeah, they're not being protected at all. I just can't believe it when I read all of that. If I was a parent of one of those kids, he would see me wherever he went. I would be in the background. Wherever that man went, he would be seeing my face. Just to remind him, I'm watching you, mofo. Anyways, I wanted to tell y'all about that because the children are not being taken care of. They're not being protected. They're not being looked after by those in power that can look after them. Yes, the sheriff's son. Yeah. Ronnie Lawson was the sheriff. His son, Brandon, is who did all that. It was the biggest cover up I've ever seen in my life. Yes. The CPS worker, I believe, is a family relative to Mommy Socks. Guys, I believe that's who it was. Yeah. Then we got Mr. Snuggle Struggle himself. Yeah. These kids have no chance in this world when there's leaders like that. This is not right for these children. It's insane. Insane. Guys, thank you all for being here today. I really, really appreciate everybody. We are going to, I titled this Seth and Katie's Friend Speaks. This was a live that was done on Cluemanati's channel. Her link is in the description of this video. It was a full panel of people This is a woman that knew her and Seth both, and Sebastian, when they were in the military and lived in California. I clipped one part. It's just maybe 2 minutes long. I'm not going to play it the whole live. I just wanted to bring out this one part here because I think it's very, very important to hear this. And we're going to do this, just this small clip. We got to cover ourselves really good here. And we are going to use the fair use, our copyright disclaimer, so that we can use this for the purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, and we're doing some research. So this is going to be, and I think her name was Gabrielle or something like that is who her name is, but she speaks, and this is something that just really stood out to me. And if y'all are curious to watch the video, you can go back and go to her channel and listen to it. This was done in June of 2024, just 4 months after Sebastian went missing. I've never heard it. I didn't even know it existed. And some of you may know, but I had no clue. So here we go. Let's play this and just listen to her words and what she says about Katie and Seth. And she does explain before this part, she did not know Chris very well at all. She just knew who Chris was, basically. So let's hear this.
And I know that there's probably been a little bit of distance since, California time.
Oh, hang on.
Case.
Okay.
And I know that there's probably been a little bit of distance since, California time. And it seems like California is being talked about a lot, not necessarily here, but in general. Is there any speculation or rumor that you've heard and is outright wrong and you want to take the opportunity to kind of set it straight?
I personally do not think that Katie I don't think that Katie could ever harm Sebastian, ever. That is not who I see her as a person. I know that you never know what's in somebody else's heart, but I personally cannot view her as ever being able to do that to him. Also, Seth, I don't view Seth as ever being able to hurt Sebastian. Sebastian is his son. He's not going to hurt his kid because he has way too much love for him. I don't see Chris as doing it because at this point in time, even if everything everybody says is true and Chris has no emotions and doesn't like Sebastian or whatever, it's going to do Chris more harm than good because Chris is trying to get custody of his daughter. So why would he go and cause another problem in his household to where it's going to mess with anything to do with that?
I would agree.
At this point in time, I don't see any three of them benefiting at all from Sebastian going missing. And I don't personally think that Seth or Katie would ever do anything to harm him. I don't see it in their personality at all.
Okay. So that's that. Now, I don't know if you could tell, but she definitely, at that time of June 2024, when she spoke there, I think it was Gabrielle is her name. And they were together. They knew each other in California. They were in the Navy together. But obviously, she knew the story of Chris, his daughter, and the custody thing. She had been paying attention to the YouTube streets. You know, there's a lot of people that do believe that Katie can and would hurt Sebastian. This is a woman that was speaking. She worked with Katie in the Navy, and she knew Katie, she knew Seth, and she knew Sebastian very, very well. And I just clipped that little piece. It was from Cluemanati's channel. If you would like to go over and listen to the whole interview, like I said, it was done in June 2024. It was 11 months ago. But I think what caught me the most out of that, yeah, Mohawk Mom. But I think what caught me the most out of all that is her wording is, if what everybody is saying is true, and Chris didn't like him, I think she came into this with a bias because of the channels she may have listened to. She does speak about Seth. She does not like the fact that he had triple T, she called him, which would be TikTok Tony. She did not like that. Seth was allowing him into this case. She did know about the custody thing. She did know several things she mentioned throughout that interview. But her knowing Katie and her knowing Seth, seeing them with Sebastian, I honestly believe from that time, and this is my opinion, guys, but from what she saw of the connection with Seth and Sebastian, I honestly believe that is even stronger today. I don't know about Katie. Do I think she misses him? Sure, I do. I really do. Do I think she had something to do with him not being here? Yes. I think she was part of getting him out of the house. I don't know what happened in that home. I don't know if she was part of it. I don't know if Christopher was part of it. I don't know what happened in that home. But for whatever reason, they were able to get that young man out of that house without him kicking and screaming. He wasn't fighting him back. So something in my mind had to have, excuse me, taken place at that point. Makes me sad to even think about what could possibly have happened. I would like to think that maybe they gave him his medication for the night and it was enough to knock him out so that they can pick him up and carry him out. I don't know. But we know he's no longer in his home. That is a given. That is a fact. There is a fact that law enforcement has told us there is no video footage, no digital footprint anywhere saying Sebastian was leaving, showing him leaving, no scent of his found. There's no way that child can just disappear. That's a fact. So if he didn't leave that house on his own, there has to be a way he left that home. No scent off of that property at all. You're right, Mohawk Mom. None. No scent. Nothing. There's nothing, folks. As many cameras are around that neighborhood, he would have been seen at some point or another. But there's nothing. Unlike what Mr. Chris wants us to believe, that he stepped on that front porch and he just poof, disappeared, just vanished. He always wanted to be a ninja. I guess he did it. He's outsmarted law enforcement. Folks, no. That's what they want us to believe. They want us to believe that he invisibly walked out onto that front porch and then just poof, off into the air he goes. Because that's the only way that could be possible, is if he was invisible. Because there is plenty of video footage around that neighborhood, and there is one directly across the street that never shows his window open or close. It doesn't show the front door open or closed. You cannot see the garage open and close back. So no, he didn't go out front of that home like they want us to think. But we do know for a fact, because we have all seen it with our very own eyes, 2 light sources in the common area behind their home, one coming from their home, the other one meeting up, and they go to a waiting car. It's not hard to figure out how he was taken away from that property. Was who involved, Alicia P? Sorry, I had my glasses off. Dara? Who's Dara? Is that over my head? I don't know what that means. I don't know who that is. There is very possible Alicia P. It's very, very possible. I don't understand when you have a missing child and yet you see this video happening just 3 hours before he supposedly reported missing. That's huge. That's huge. But here we sit talking about Sebastian and where is he? Oh, gotcha, Alicia. Okay. So, here it is. All this time later, look what's happening. Look at what is happening. We have people talking about Sebastian, and those are the people being attacked. Just like in the very beginning, when those people went out to search, and they were the ones getting attacked. But now, it's us creators. Brittany, they are bound and determined to eat her up and spit her out. But folks, they're just not quite as intelligent as they think they are. It's insane crazy. And yes, there is a receipt to show there was a visit that afternoon. Brittany told us there was a yellow, pink copy and a white copy. She got the yellow copy. But, you know, those people now, they've gone from judge and court experts. Now they are CPS experts. And they all know you don't get a receipt. You know, it's just the most stupidest thing I've ever seen and ever heard in my entire life. And just so you know, there is a paper called North Carolina Safety Assessment. Okay, TJ. Oh, the one with with Clue. Yes, they're digging as far as they can on to her. They're doing everything possible, putting out Brittany J's address. Folks, there is a person, and Mohawk Mom, you will want to hear this because this is what I was trying to get to Brittany last night, and I'm going to read it out loud to y'all right now. There is a person on, whose channel was this on? This was whose channel was that on? TJ, do you know whose channel that was on? There is a person in the chat of this channel. I think it is Granny's Watching, if I'm not mistaken. Tony, TONI -NY. In the comment says, Susie, I reported her, so I don't know if she did it or was forced to. Susie says, at Tony NY, I noticed CPS Laura deleted her community post. No? Okay. Yeah, so Tony NY says, Susie, I reported her. Wispy, that's it. That Wispy or Wimpy or whatever it is channel. Wispy, yes. That's it. That was on Wispy's channel. That was in chat. A person in chat. They admit, Susie, I reported her. I have it right here. I've sent it to Brittany. Susie says, I noticed CPS Laura deleted her community post. I think that is Laura perplexed because there was a call made on her as well years ago, and it was not warranted. Yes, Cecilia, someone is going to get hurt. Sebastian, was he hurt? Is that the game they play? They hurt people and dispose of them? Or do they just lock them away somewhere so they can't be found? Because, folks, I'm going to say it again, just like I said yesterday. If you recall, it was the stepfather who made threats to Brittany J. It was the stepfather. Okay, yeah, it was Laura who called CPS on another creator. That's what it was. Yeah. It's just horrible. So when someone's up on their live, on their channel, and they're talking, and they have a panel guest, and that panel guest says, if you're going to play the game, you might want to make sure the other person's not better than you. Basically saying to Brittany J, I'm better than you. I can play this game. Then he tells her to start a shotgun. Folks, he outright threatened her, said her family, her husband, and her children would be better off if she choked on a chicken bone. It's horrible. But he's the one that put all that out there. They already hated her. He incited it even more. Yes. Positive tea time. I definitely believe he ordered that call made. Yes, yes. I believe so. I would not put it past him after what we heard, his words and the rant and the evilness in his voice when he was attacking Brittany J. And what did she ever do to him? She has never said she thought he was guilty. She has questions like the rest of us. She wants Sebastian found. But don't forget, she talks to Seth. Therefore, that is an enemy to Mr. Chris. Yes, Reality Win. I agree with you. I do. I believe he is behind all the hate from all the haters over there. Alicia P., I totally get what you're saying. I agree what you're saying. I can see that. And I love Brittany to death. But every time she goes on and talks about what they've said about her, they're going on the next day and they're going to talk and say what she had to say that night. Will they stop? If she stops, no. It'll keep going. But I just, for her sanity, would like to see her stop. C-Star, I think that is already in progress. I think she is taking action. And I hope and pray somebody does hear the threat that Mr. Chris made towards Brittany J. The law does need to step in, Reality. Yes. You know, there's a thing called being a victim. Sebastian is a victim. When it comes to being a YouTube creator, you get to choose what you talk about. It is called free speech. There is no threats being made. There is no accusations. We say if we have an opinion or we don't. That's it. QB and GW were never true crime. But they've come over here and muddied the waters. Kim, she was a friend of theirs. This was about 11 months ago, back June of 2024. She knew them when they lived in California. She was in the Navy with Katie, and she was around them a lot. So I just played a short clip of it. You can go to Cluemanati's and watch the whole thing if you would like to. But there was just the one part she spoke out about Seth nor Katie in who they are and their love for Sebastian. She did not ever see them doing anything to harm him. You know, we're all victims in one way or another with the mess that's going down, because as a creator, you have to be so cautious and very careful, and you have to dot all your I's, cross all your T's, just to make sure you don't piss somebody off, because you don't want people coming after you. But there's also a thing called bullying, and it's called cyberbullying. And that is what is happening on these streets, and YouTube is allowing it. But then again, they have to be reported. I know, positive tea time. I think it's just because of the people he's hanging around with and the people that he, associates with over there. Their anger built up with him. But nobody wants to report because they don't want that backlash. But it has crossed a line because Brittany's children. Layla, I'm fixing to tear your honey up. You lay down. Sorry, guys. Mama is over crazy. Get back over there and lay down. She is very much overprotective right now. She won't let my dog in the room. She won't let none of the other dogs in the room. Except for Ollie. Yes, Elizabeth, I agree with you. This stand by my man over my child is sick. It is. Don't be yelling at that dog. She needs it. She has done nothing but growl and bark. And my dog was on the bed last night up there with me in her little space where she sleeps at the bottom corner. And she pushed my dog off the bed. I'm like, you little heifer, get down. Texas Blaine Jane. Oh. Yeah. But they can say all those other words, can't they? Yes, Holly. People have been canceled for 20 times less. Yeah. Sweet Sativa, I believe she is definitely taken actions. They want her gone completely because they don't like her. That's it. They don't like her. That is all. They have no other reason. Yes, reality. All states have criminal harassment and stalking statutes, and most are explicit reference to electronic form. Yes. And I hope she does go and do something. Goes the full extent if she can possibly go to. Mean girl high school bullies. Yeah, Inga, that's what it is. And I sit here every day and talk about what Katie and Chris have said because their stories don't match. Well, thank you, Elizabeth, for listening to us. But oh yeah, Aretha, that's the right thing to do because she doesn't deserve this. She talks about them, but they talk about her. You know what I'm saying? It's just it is what it is. But people have crossed a line when her children have to be questioned. When her home has to be walked through, when they open the fridge to see that she has food for her children. It's out of control. All because why? They don't like Brittany J. That's it. They don't like her. There's nothing else they have against her, and Chris can call her whatever names he wants to, and she has never attacked him. I've been listening to that lady for a good while, but she has never attacked. They have made fun of her. She's just let it go on. It was her. But these people crossed a line and went to her whole entire family. And now they're threatening that at any time they hear her children. Her son wakes up and he comes to his mama. He puts on mute and she takes care of him. She doesn't make him just sit there, not pay attention to him. She gets him back in his bed, gets him tucked in, and reassured everything's okay. Go on back to sleep. You got school tomorrow. So what is the big deal if you hear her child get up in the middle of the night? I mean, these people must have had some kind of heavy duty drugs that they were passing out to their kids to get them to sleep all night long and never wake up. It's crazy. It's insane. Yeah, he's autistic. Mm-hmm. And he's going to want to, if he's going to wake up, he's going to want to see his mama. Because that child loves his mother. It's obvious. Very obvious. But we listened to this friend of Katie and Seth's today, and she said she does not see Katie nor Seth doing anything to hurt their child. That's her opinion. I honestly am not sure that Katie hurt Sebastian, but I do think she was part of taking him out of that home. Yes, and that's a thing. People change. Because once she got with Chris, from everything we're hearing, she became a different person. Kind of like her accent. It's like she would do the country thing when she wanted when she wanted everybody to feel all sad for her. She would do that country accent. But she doesn't have a country accent, folks. That accent was completely gone on the last two interviews she did. She's changed. Yes. Right. See, that's the thing. I wanted to ask those kind of questions, but of course, over there on that panel, that question, Mohawk, did she know KP was having the affair with CP while Seth was home with Sebastian? That happened to never come up. It never got brought up, never asked. Never asked. But I played that part to where you can hear her talking about Chris's custody case. She doesn't think he would do anything to jeopardize that, but she didn't know him well, remember, is what she said earlier. And then she talks about TikTok Tony, Triple T. She called him Triple T. This girl had been watching lots of YouTube channels. And I really think it wasn't just a concerned friend that came on a channel. It was a friend. Yeah, exactly. KP was CP's boss, so she knew Chris. She knew Mr. Chris. She had to have. But did she know Katie was sleeping with one of her employees? I don't know, folks. It's crazy where we're at. I had never heard that girl talk or speak. I happened to come across it by accident. And I wanted to just play that little part where she talks about Seth loved his son. And basically what she said about Katie was, I don't think that's in her personality. You know what I'm saying? Just like on America's Most Wanted, I feel for that father. They could feel the difference between the parents, the two people that sat there and talked about their child, and they could even tell which one is hurting the most. They could tell. They could tell. You know, this young man, he's still missing. Still missing. Look at that picture of him, y'all. Why was this picture not put up there? That looks a little older. Why not the picture of him sitting at Texas Roadhouse? I mean, that looks a big difference there. You can tell it's him, but look how much more grown up he is at sitting there at Texas Roadhouse. His glasses are different. He's a lot more grown up. But this is the picture they chose to put out. She said it was the day before while they were at Costco's that picture was taken. There's no way these two pictures were taken one day apart. Did they go get him new glasses that very single day? I just don't understand it. I don't get it. But then again, this is how his mother looks for him. 31 seconds. Never stopped between houses. Never rolled down a window. Nothing. Did not call out his name while she was driving in the neighborhood looking. This was her going down the street. This was her coming back up the street 31 seconds later. She's not looking for her child. Folks, this is the scenario we have. Chris Watts, I just want them to come home. Jen Soto, I just want her to come home. Katie Proudfoot, I just want my baby to be okay. We just want you to come home. In my opinion, she belongs there in that group. Because if you know something and you're not saying it, you're just as guilty as the next person beside you. It's insane to think Sebastian lived in that home with his mother and his stepfather, the two people that know, in my opinion, where he is, what happened to him, how he left that home. He lived in the home with them. And they're sitting here trying to tell a story about what happened 14 months later, and it still doesn't match up to anything because it's different. It's different every time they open their mouth. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Rita. My granddaughter took that picture. He lived in that home with them, folks. I wonder that too, Mohawk Mom. I wonder if there was supposed to be another review of him or something was going to be checked out, or maybe he needed to go have a meeting and they needed to speak with Sebastian at school that day. I don't know. Yeah, Alicia, exactly. And think about it, folks. This man that we heard on Cluemanati's channel attack Brittany, vile and disgusting, the anger in his voice. He had no problem using the words he used. Then when he settled down, he started advocating for missing children. Had no issue going from a complete, total psycho rant to advocating for missing children. We all need to take a step back, a do-over kind of. What? After what we heard, he wants to start talking about advocating for missing children, and he lost a child from his home. Doesn't work that way. Oh, I'm telling you, it gives you a headache because it doesn't make any sense. You don't flip out that angry, go that ballistic on a woman that you've never met in your life. A woman that's not even said, you're guilty. You did away with Sebastian. Never has she ever said that. But he felt privileged enough to attack her because other people didn't like her. Could you imagine what Sebastian's life was like in his home? I'm sorry, folks, but for me, it gives a whole new meaning to a whack with the belt. That anger, I wouldn't want him to have a belt in his hand if he was that angry. My gosh. And Sebastian was crying out. He was digressing. Yeah. He said, I gave him one lick. He did say whack across the buttocks. I agree, Mohawk Mom, because when he got home from Texas Roadhouse, she said he went in his room to play. Next thing you know, she's telling him to go to bed. He's in his room. Did he ever come out of his room? Was he allowed to come out of his room? Oh, look here. Napa Nat says, Mohawk Mom, the shirt he was wearing in the Costco picture was sold 2+ years before he went missing. Yeah. But, hey, just like the Fox News report that Katie did and Chris, they were asked to give 5 pictures. They gave 4 pictures and 1 video. 3 of the pictures was Sebastian. The video was Sebastian. The 4th picture did not even have Sebastian in the picture, folks. Did not have Sebastian in that picture. This is the kind of people that are wanting us to feel bad for them. We're supposed to have sympathy for these people. The people that put out pictures of Sebastian very, very young. The people that tell us on their very first interview with YouTube, not the news station where local people can help find him, but they come to YouTube and tell us he's very young in mind. Christopher says he might be 15 years old, but in his mind-wise, he's more like 10 or 11. So yeah, we had a very young in mind picture of Sebastian, and we were all floored when we saw Texas Roadhouse. When we saw him sitting there at Texas Roadhouse, my gosh, what a young man he was. They had to put everything out there as a form of distraction. He walked out that front door. I don't know why he went out that door. He walked out that front door, stepped off of my porch, and poof, he was gone. That's what Chris says. Out the front door, poof, gone. He ran away. Folks, he's out there, ran away. Nothing here at the house to look at, nothing in the backyard to look at. Don't go in the garage. Y'all go way over there, right? Here's some young pictures of him so you might can recognize him. And yet, we're attacked because we don't coddle those 2 people. I'm sorry, but if a mother cannot put out the picture she took of her child hours before he disappeared, and you're going to put one out when he's like 10? There's something wrong. She had the 2 pictures on her phone. We saw it with our own eyes. We saw it. We saw her take 2 pictures of him, but those pictures have never been put out there. One of those pictures looked an awful lot like the picture that Yellow Raincoat guy got on his phone at Texas Roadhouse while he was outside of the building. Yes. Oh, sorry, my chair's all squeaky. But yet, because Brittany's questioning all these things, which she has a right to, because it makes no sense. Let's attack her. We don't like her. Let's attack her. Any one of us with common sense would be doing the same thing. We would be seeing all the things that are in front of us. All of it is right in front of our eyes, just like law enforcement has more than we even see. And yet nothing's happened. And it's hard not to question why. Why is all this allowed to continue, allowed to harm people now and family members? Why? Why is it that we're the bad people because we support all those billboards being put up with Sebastian's face? We're the bad people. It doesn't make any sense. Just like Katie and Chris's story does not make any sense. It is not crystal clear the events leading up to him missing and the events that took place after she supposedly found him not in his bed. None of it is adding up. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, really pissed him off when they found out Seth was on camera at work all night, right? Oh, but he went and took a nap, a 2-hour nap. Where the hell did that come from? We even listened to UA Crimson get on the phone and make a phone call to Seth's work, wanting to know about lunches. Are they allowed to leave? What place was it of hers to call? What makes her so privileged that she should be the one to call and find out? Maria from the or Mrs. the South, I honestly believe it is premeditated. I seriously believe it because of all the players at Texas Roadhouse. And I think they were all in place there so that Katie could see them and know that this was happening. Whatever this was going to happen. It was a reminder to her everything's ready to play out. And that's my opinion on it. There's too many people connected to that Texas Roadhouse video. Too many weird things and events happening. Yeah. Yes, TJ covers me all the time. She always got my back. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He did say, Brianna, he would destroy her life, and now CPS is at her house. Yes. Telling you. He's over there calling the shots. He has been for quite a while. They get into cahoots with each other. They have discords. They have phone conversations. You can add people to your phone call. Mr. Chris knows that. That's how he called law enforcement, right? No, Seth wasn't leaving work. He's in a lockdown facility. If he was leaving that building, there would be a record showing that he clocked out. There would be him on video signing out, going out that door, and then when he came back, the same thing. That's it. We support Sebastian. And in my opinion, Seth is part of Sebastian. Seth is trying to find out what the hell happened to his child. And I support him. I have a hard time supporting Katie and Chris. Because when the person that was in the home with him is on her 6th version of what happened that night. 6, count them, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 different things come into play into her story every time she speaks. It's hard to believe that. When you have a stepfather who will not even tell you where he was during a certain time frame. He will not take a polygraph for Nancy Grace like what Sebastian's real father did. You're right, Holly. I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong so bad. I don't want to think of any parents doing anything nefarious to their children. I don't want to think of anybody harming a kid. Our children are precious. But it's hard to support them. It's hard to be in their corner because they're not helping themselves. Yeah, Patty Lee, you're right. He was out of that house long enough to be enraged and plan something. It's just blows my mind because I honestly do not get it. I don't understand it. Hey, I'm too honest. Yeah. Look at I'm too honest said, when the house of card falls, it's gonna hurt. They're gonna get some bruises, that's for sure. Mr. Flintstone. Yeah. I couldn't help it, but that picture, Lord have mercy. I mean, what is he doing with himself these days? But for him to look like Fred Flintstone, Lord. It's just, it's a game to them, folks. It's a game. And we don't know how to play their kind of game because our mind doesn't go there. Our mind just doesn't naturally go to the thought of carrying a child out of the home, sneaking him out so he's not seen at all, and then lying to every person you talk to about what really happened that night. Trying to put out a video that the cops said they had debunked hours into the first day. Yes. Yep. The guy in the yellow jacket, he had a phone in his hand, and there is a video out there. I'm trying to think. Let me see if I can find it. I'll play it for y'all. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I think Hindsight did it. But yeah, we don't think like them folks, and I'm so glad I don't. I'd be absolutely embarrassed for my mind to go there and to think the way they do. It's just, it's insane to me. Insane, because you don't ever want to think it's the parents. I always try to just sit back and watch and make up my mind later, you know? I'm not going to make it up right away. But good golly, folks. Excuse me. When Kate and Chris started talking and their stories started changing, yeah, it just kind of got a little questionable. You know, that's when the red flags started going up. That's when you started seeing, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm not seeing it right away. I had all that, and I had it all loaded into StreamYard, and I got so much stuff in there. It's crazy. Let me see here. It should be in this area here, but I'm not seeing it. Does anybody know where that is, where they're showing the yellow raincoat guy standing there with the picture, and they've got Katie's phone? And it shows the same picture in her hand. Let me see if it was a short video. Let's see here. It might have been on her TikTok video or on her TikTok page. It might have been where it was. Because I'm not finding it here. I will say this, folks. Something was happening at Texas Roadhouse that night. It was so very, very obvious. Did you find it for me? Was it this one? Let me see here. Not that one. Oh, yeah. This. Here, let me share this and get this to where we can see this. Hang on just a second, guys, because I'll show this one to you. And this will show you exactly what I'm talking about, the weird stuff happening. at Texas Roadhouse. There's a lot happening. A lot of things. We watched the white truck parked behind where Katie's car is. Then we see nobody get out of it. Minutes later, you see somebody get out of the passenger side. Why is somebody got to get out of the passenger side and not the other side? The driver's side door. Hang in there, guys, because my internet is just very, very slow.
It's not raining.
No, it's not raining, but I don't know. This weather's got it all goofy. Okay, I'm getting it pulled up because this will give you an idea. Let me pause it before it starts playing. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share this so y'all can see this. Thank y'all for being patient with me. Thank y'all so much. Here we go. Oh, it started. Stop it and go back. Hang on. I'm going to pause it. We're going to go back to the beginning. And then I'm going to make it big. Y'all can all see it real good, okay? Oh, let's get it right here. Okay, y'all ready? Hang on, I'm trying to get back to y'all. Make sure we can see it good. Okay, here we go. Y'all ready? What in the world? Okay, watch this close. Y'all see that dark blue SUV going real slow? Katie's already over there parked, remember. Now look over there. You see it at the top? Now watch. Look in the bushes at the top of the screen. There goes 1, 2. There's Katie's car. Now watch. There they are. They're looking around. on, guys. Tell Katie. You see Katie looking at him? That's Mommy's socks with the ball cap. There they go. Look, they were at the door, but that car stopped. Do y'all see that? That car was right there while those men were coming out of that door, but this car stopped and let them go all the way across. Tell me there's not something up with this. So, folks, do y'all think there is something up with that? There's definitely something up. Something with Texas Roadhouse was happening. There's too many coincidences. There's all these people that are involved. All these could be's, like, let's look at this. Oh, wait, that's Yellow Jacket. Here he is again. Oh, real estate attorney, Look at there, a mask. Tell me that something was not happening at Texas Roadhouse. There was too many people in play there. That woman with the pink cap on looked like Kathy Bowersocks. Oh, goodness, Cecilia. You must be getting what we had a while ago. Yeah, that is him. Definitely. That's why I can't let go of Texas Roadhouse. There are too many people in play. Katie gave it away. Oh, goodness. Did you? Girl, thank you for that. You are so sweet. Oh, thank you so much. That is precious. Thank you. Folks, when you have that many players in play, and you see Katie sitting at the booth with her son, and her head is going where every one of those people are at, it's obvious. I tell you, Alicia, I'm scared to think that possibly under a fake name. Yes, I would not be surprised. They will be getting a missing child's flyer in the mail very soon. Trust me. Several, matter of fact, so that they can place them where need be. Shirley, welcome. Shirley, that's so exciting. Thank you for becoming a member, and welcome to the South, my friend. Welcome.
Welcome to the South. We break that good stuff out. We got enough to go around. So can I get a right and get down? Welcome to the South.
Welcome to the South, my friend. Thank you for becoming a lollipop. Exactly, Retha. That's a thing. But if one tells, they all go down. You're in the South. They all go down, guys. One person goes and says anything, all of them will fall. And I'm here to tell you, if people who are searching for Sebastian got threatened, don't think that every one of those players haven't been threatened. It's their life. But then again, in Tennessee, they might just get 6 months probation and get to go on about their business, and then it goes away. Because Tennessee doesn't have a very good upholding. They don't do well with upholding predators who plot and plan. But I tell you what, I can't wait for a perp walk, that's for sure. Yeah, people saw that day what Sebastian Rogers looked like. Oh, goodness. Yeah, Elizabeth, y'all are getting what we had. You know, they have so many people in play, and they are so good at the threats, the going real life. All those players have to stick together. Hey, Carolina, how you doing? Oh no, Holly. I know here we're supposed to have good weather from here out. Yeah, they never stop. They're not going to stop. Their life is on the line. And that's it, Brianna. All Seth wants is his son back. End of story. They want those billboards taken down because they're a little too close for comfort. The sayings they put on there is a little too touchy for them. It's a little triggering for them. Oh, Alicia, I'm worried about that. I really am. I since I found that, my heart just dropped. Yep, that yellow raincoat guy, Richard Bishop, that I just showed y'all, is on the board for ARC, a facility that opened up after Penhurst State Asylum was closed down for basically harming people. Experimental treatments for the insane. Yeah, that's what I remember hearing that. Detroit, Rock City. Yes. It's just not cool. Sebastian's somewhere. And if he's in a facility like that, folks, you know they have him pretty well sedated a lot. Yeah, they did that electric shock and the lobotomies on the mentally ill at that place. Yes, it was gross. It was horrible. People go there to this day and investigate in there and do ghost hunts because there's so many spirits, they say, in there. Alicia, yes, look here. Yellow raincoat guy. Richard Bishop. He is a real estate attorney. That would be him. There's him with the mask. He's got it pulled down under his chin. That would be him. Real estate. Who else do we know that is involved in real estate dealings? You know, Kelly says, well, haven't heard any timeline of when KPNCB contact members of their family. Sebastian missing, just called Seth. Think about this, guys. They put in, or Mr. Chris, he sent a text to Seth, 911 call. Seth calls. Mr. Chris says, don't be mad, but Sebastian's missing. If you had your child's father that was very involved in that child's life, would you say, don't be mad, our child's missing? Or would you say, hey, have you heard from him? Have you seen him? Did you come pick him up? Because he's not here. That never happened. It never happened. They never asked him anything. They just told him he was missing. He was gone. They knew he was gone. They knew Seth had nothing to do with it. It wasn't till later on, when things weren't going Mr. Chris's way, that they started bashing on Seth. Yes, there was a woman, Jamie Chrissy, I think is her name. She has that channel, Love in Vegas or something like that. Yes, she talks about him.
Wait.
Yep. Yeah, this case is not in the news, on the news in Pennsylvania. Isn't that just hunky dory? You know, I still, in my heart, feel strong that Katie and Chris know exactly where Sebastian is because of their actions, because of the words they have said. They knew Seth did not have Sebastian. Yes, Alicia, don't be mad. That's guilty knowledge. I hate to tell you, but genuine concern. Yeah. They know, folks. I don't know, Karen. I mean, you can, I don't know, maybe email Seth and say, hey, you need to call up there. You know, maybe that's what we need to do. Elizabeth, I think Craddock needs to be replaced as far as this investigation goes. I think most of them do. I think there's too many connections. Now they're talking about the judge is supposedly related somehow to Chris. Clue and Cletus said, oh, it's them that's related to the judge. Yes, Alicia, my ex would have been my first call. Yep. Before you ever report a child missing, you should check with the other parent 100% for sure. Bridget, I think the digital evidence they have will help solve this. Yeah, it could be by marriage. I don't know. Yeah, TJ's right. Mommy sucks. She got ties in Pennsylvania. Yes, the FBI does need to, but they can't until they're asked to take it over. And Hendersonville is not going to do that. Sumner County's not going to do it. Their friends might get in trouble, folks. I don't know. I don't know what they know. I don't know what they have. I don't know if they are actually seriously 100% legit working on Sebastian's case. But I'll tell you this. There's threats out there for more of what she just had happen. Oh, Alicia, you're funny. You do what you got to do, girl. We're just glad you're listening. There's too many connecting people involved. There's too many that are possibly connected in this disappearance. Just because someone did not physically harm him if they played a role in getting him out of that home and off and away and have remained silent this entire time. Folks, they're guilty, just as guilty. And every single person involved should have to pay a huge price, like Sebastian has had to pay. I agree, Retha Bell. I have zip drives, a few of them, with that rant he made over an hour. The horrible, vile, disgusting words that came out of that man's voice is on zip drives, ready to mail to whomever needs to hear it. Yeah, right. I love it. Yes. Somehow, some way, there has to be somebody who polices the police. There has to be a way for something to get done. There has to be a way. And with the players that are involved in this case, some being from Florida, I hear, some being from Pennsylvania, some players in Oregon, that crosses state line. That crosses the state line. The FBI, I feel, should be able to step in. But I'm not an expert, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be like others who know the law so well. Others who know what it's like to be in a courtroom and what the judge thinks and says and how they're going to go about this. And now, like all those who are experts with CPS, I don't pretend to be that. I don't know, Karen. I wondered about that. They don't care. He is. I agree. Angela, she said CP is dangerous, and I think he has minions do his dirty work. Yes. He's going to keep his hands clean. He ain't going to do any of the bad stuff. I honestly believe, in my opinion, I think Sebastian was still alive when he was carried out. I think they just gave him something so that they could carry him out without fighting. And Mr. Chris had other people he took and dropped Sebastian off to. That's what I think. Because he's not going to do that dirty work. But I'll tell you this much. We're not idiots. We don't believe the two lights go in two different directions in the common space area behind the Proudfoot's home was not a trash truck. They thought they could sell that. Oh, Elizabeth, I should. But yes, we don't believe that. We don't believe all 6 stories that Katie Proudfoot has told us, because all 6 of those things could not happen at the same time. So which is the true story? Which are the false? I don't think we've quite heard the truth yet. I really don't. Yeah. Oh, Retha, I don't know why he did that, but that was just gross. Very, very gross. I will, Retha. I will. Yes, interstate movement becomes FBI in normal cases. Yes. Love it. From what I understand and what I was told was it was a very peaceful event. They went there. It was about another case. There were people that joined in that held up Sebastian's picture. They weren't chanting, nothing like that. They stood there. They held their pictures up. It was done very respectfully from what I've heard. Yeah, Angela. They may have connections, but there's got to be someone that isn't impressed by them. I'll tell you what, I'm not. I'm not impressed with them at all. There's a missing child from their home, and they can't tell the same story twice. We listened to that phone call with Seth's PI lady talking to to Chris and to Katie. Katie was trying to tell the version of what happened. Mr. Chris had just said what his summarized version. He got pissed and said, well, tell her. And then he said, that's the same effing thing I just said. It pissed him off because she spoke over him. That's the kind of person we're dealing with. Go back and listen to Nina's story. And their church is silent. Exactly. Exactly. Yep. Hold on just a second. My son is at the Texas NASCAR race this weekend. Him and his wife, she went with him to help him with equipment and stuff. And she's sending me pictures of him sitting there working. He's like a little boy in a candy store. The rain moved out. They got to get out. The cars got to get out. They're starting to send me some pictures. Something is wrong with their church. I agree. If you ever go to that website and you listen to a sermon that they have on there, yeah, there's something definitely not right, because they believe they can discipline the evil out of people. If you have autism, they can discipline that out of you. If you are gay, they can discipline that out of you. That kind of stuff. Oh, that's awesome, TJ. But that's the kind of church we're talking about. It don't happen that way, folks. It doesn't. Yeah, I'm glad they got to get away for a little bit, and I got the girls. We made it to school on time this morning. I picked them up on time today. Got them fed. All is well on the home front. All 4 dogs and 3 puppies are still going. I got this. He is the angry narrator. Yes. I'm telling you. There's so much wrong with this case. And all Seth wants is his son. He's broken. Yes, it's called Freedom Church. Yes, Freedom Church. Is that in Gallatin or is it in Hendersonville? I think it's in Gallatin, if I'm not mistaken. Thanks, Karen. Woo, woo. I got this. I will. I'm telling you, I'm too old for this. I'm too old for all this. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. My granddaughter, my oldest one, she will be going in the morning to a bake sale. They have a bake sale. They're trying to raise money for church camp. There's, we've got a lot of kids that can't afford to go, so we've been raising money for them, little here, little there. And so they'll do their bake sale tomorrow so I can get her up. My daughter's going to come pick her up. Her 2 are going to stay. So. Oh gosh, Holly, I don't know. And I don't know that I want to know that. Oh, that's horrible to think of. Yes, TJ, I see the lake in my very near future. Oh, yeah, somebody should. Yeah, we should do that. Yes, I get rid of one, inherit 2. But I tell you what, y'all give me my grandbabies all day long. I am comfortable. I am good with it. Oh, so guys, I'm going to get off of here. And I'm going to let the dogs out now that the rain has finally stopped. Oh, how awesome, TJ. That's really cool. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Michelle. If they do have him hidden, they can't go back. They can't just go pick him up. Thank you, V. Yeah, they can't go pick him up. But if you recall, Katie has said it and Chris has said it. When he's 18, he may come walking back in that door. What captor that has taken a child is going to say, oh, well, you're 18 now. Go home. That doesn't make sense. Why would he come home when he's 18? Oh, Bridget, enjoy that. Oh, guys, I really do thank y'all for being here, listening, having this discussion. There's so much wrong with this whole case. There's so much. Oh, Retha, don't you worry about it. You just come back. You just be here. That's good. There's so much that is bad with all of this. And I hope that if we just continue to not let Sebastian get lost in all of this crap, then maybe somebody's going to actually take action and do something, and we can find out where he is. So that's our hope. That's what we're going to hold on to. That is our number one. We're going to hold on to that hope. And as far as what's happening to Brittany, if you watch her, support her. If you don't, just know it's happening. People are being attacked and doxxed that are in her chat. Most of us do this as a form of extra income. This is my only income for me right now. But they're hurting and harming. It will hurt her family. They have taken a step too far. So be prepared and just know that evil is out there and they're doing everything they can. But I'm here to tell you, folks, the good will always outdo the evil. We just have to stay vigilant with it. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we've got to do, Bridget. Just keep talking about Sebastian. I need y'all to know, because a lot of people doesn't follow the same exact creators. I get that. And I want everybody to know, though, what's out there. This is real life. Yes, we do, Tisme. We gotcha. We understand. We're here for Sebastian and Sebastian only. But we have to muddle through the crap that keeps being put out there. The stupid emails I get where they can't even spell right, and then they make up things that aren't even true, but they drink the tainted Kool-Aid. But I want each and every one of y'all to know you have your own mind. You can make your own choices. You can look at everything. Yes, Misty Blue, when CP is taken off the streets and the flying monkeys and all the chaos will stop. Yeah, they're only here for themselves. They're not here for Sebastian. I agree. But you hear all of these things. You see it all. I give you as much as I can here, and we talk about it. And just because I believe one way, I would never make y'all think the same way as me. That's not how the world is. It's not how we have to be. So y'all keep your minds open. I will look into that. I will try my best to find that, Retha. Hey, Fuzzball Factory. Aw, we're glad to have you. Hello, Sammy G. How you doing? Yeah, we just listened to some stuff and talked and chat. Just got to get all caught up. But I will do my best, Retha, to find that video that plays the audio part of it. I know Justin has played it, so if I have to go back to his channel, I can look and see. So I will look into it and see what I can find. And I still need to get in touch with a person that is going to give me information on local things happening. And we will definitely be doing a live on that soon, hopefully. So I love you guys so much. Stay strong. Remember, we're here for Sebastian and all of the games that are being played. It's not worth your time, really. They are not worth our time. Retha, I'm not sure about it. I'll tell you my honest opinion on it. I really think that audio is questionable in my mind. And I'll tell you why I think it's questionable. Because if you look where the camera is, where that car is, where that whispered conversation is happening, I think that's a long way for it to pick up. So I'm not sure. In my mind, I just can't see it happening. But I'm not an expert. Hey, Rainey, how are you doing? So I don't know. Well, guys, thank y'all all for being here. I love and appreciate you all. Y'all have a super great night tonight. And we'll be back tomorrow. Not sure time-wise. Like I said, I'm going to have a house full of kids. But I'll do my best. So until next time, guys, love and hugs, everybody. See y'all soon. Bye.